than to be in Carolina in the morning.
Nothing could be finer
Than to be in Carolina
in the morning.
Hello, I'm John Malos, and welcome to Connect with me on this Friday morning. We're going to be talking about a very important subject today, and we encourage you to call in at 559-265-4331. What are we going to be talking about, you ask? Well, Down syndrome. We have two guests in the house. Your phone calls are very important. Back in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
As mentioned, we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic today, and we encourage you to call in at 265-4331. We're going to be talking about Down syndrome and those individuals who have Down syndrome, not only in this country, but in the Central Valley, in Fresno specifically. And we'll ask the question, what exactly is Down syndrome? How do you get it? Who has it? Are you born with it? All these types of questions. So you can call in if you have questions, if you have a child or a relative or somebody in your family who has Down syndrome and you have any questions. We have, well, an expert in the house today, and you can ask those kind of questions that you want on this program, 265-4331. Let's go to the videotape and I'll show you a very special event that takes place right here in the city of Fresno. There is a Down Syndrome Association here in the Central Valley, and it covers 6 counties in all. And in those counties, there are roughly, I'd say about 1,200 or so of those individuals who have Down syndrome. In fact, listen to this, 1 out of every 691 babies that are born in this country have Down syndrome. Now, one of the biggest events that takes place here in the city of Fresno each year is called the Sweetheart Luncheon. You're looking at the video right there. They also have a fashion show. That's where the volunteers, the agencies, and some of the major donors are recognized during the course of the year. In fact, many of those individuals who have Down syndrome actually escort the honorees down the runway. They model their clothing. It's a big event. The event is also a tremendous way to promote inclusion for some of these people and acceptance and certainly awareness about Down syndrome here in the Central Valley and elsewhere. This event also highlights the abilities and the personalities of those outstanding individuals who have Down syndrome. Any given year, there are anywhere from 45 to 50 people who are involved in this. Live in our studio right now is Denise Allhouse, the founder of the Down Syndrome Association, along with Sarah Schellenberg, I should say, who has Down syndrome. We'll talk to both of them in just a moment, but we want to encourage you to call in at area code 559-265-4331. Back in just a moment.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Down syndrome is our topic today. 559-265-4331 is the telephone number if you want to call in. If you have a relative, if you have a son, if you have a daughter who has Down syndrome and you have questions, call in. We have with us Denise Allhouse, the founder of the Down Syndrome Association. Welcome, of course. And Sarah Schellenberg. I finally got your name right. How are you?
Good.
Oh, good. You're a very pretty young girl. How old are you?
16.
16. That's a great age. I kind of remember when I was 16, but not all the way. Anyway, how are you, Denise?
I'm doing great today. Thank you. We appreciate you having us here.
Great. Not only are you the founder, of course, of the Down Syndrome Association here in the Central Valley, but you also have children who have Down syndrome. Is that correct?
I do.
How many?
3.
Okay, and tell us about them a little bit. Tell us their ages and what they're doing.
Well, Charlie is our oldest child with Down syndrome. We have 5 children, and Charlie was our third, and he is 17 years old, and he goes to Bullard High School, and he's quite the guy. He's very popular at school. Can I tell him about Tuesday night?
Sure.
Wow.
Go ahead.
The students at Bullard High School voted Charlie as their homecoming king, and so tonight at McLean High School, the students will have Charlie escort the Queen, who has not been announced yet.
You know what? Let's stop you right there, because I think we have a picture. We've got a full screen picture. Ara, put that up there. There you go. Is that your son?
That's
Look.
him.
You see him?
That's my boy.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Well, he was crowned on Tuesday night, which is why we have that picture. He was pretty overwhelmed by all of it, and but he likes all of that attention too.
I would imagine so.
And so Charlie's a senior. Ryan is a freshman, ninth grade at Bullard High School, and he is quite the character. He's he is very high functioning.
Okay.
You know, children with Down syndrome and adults with Down syndrome have all different levels of strengths and weaknesses, and one of his strengths, Ryan's strengths, is the academics. And then Sarah is in 8th grade at Baird Middle School.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a good middle school, by the way.
it's a
I
very
like
good
Baird.
middle school, and
Yeah.
the principal there provides great leadership for inclusion for the kids who are in the functional
Right.
skills classroom, and they do a wonderful job with them over there.
Yeah, go ahead.
So now the interest, you know, having children with Down syndrome is I think easier sometimes than typical kids, because the typical children all have different interests, and mom's running 15 different places, and my kids all like doing the same thing, which is beautiful.
We actually have a phone call. I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Let's
Right.
find out who it is. Good. Well. Okay, the phone is not working. We have a phone call, but the phone doesn't work. Anyway,
Sugar.
let's talk to Sarah just a little bit. How are you today? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Where do you go to school?
Ray High School.
Pardon me?
Ray High School.
Oh, great, great. And what kind of school activities are you involved with?
Science.
You do science projects at school, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a boyfriend in school?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Oh, what's his name? Or you can't tell us his name, or?
His name's Malos.
I see, I see. Well, we don't want to embarrass you too much, so we'll stop there. Is that okay?
Okay.
We'll ask you some more questions. We'll take the phone call. We'll see if this phone is working now. Hey, it is. Good morning. You're on Connect with me. We're talking, of course, with Denise and Sarah. What's your question?
Well, I don't have a question, but I would like to make a comment.
Sure.
I don't know anybody that has Downs or has a child with Downs, but I would like to say that I really admire your guest. She's got 3 children with Downs, and let me tell you, I really admire her for her courage in taking care of her children.
And I really do too, and that's a great point. Good call. Well, do you have any specific questions for Denise?
Yes. When you were expecting your 3 children that have Downs, were you told that they were going to be born with it, or how did you find out, and what was your reaction?
Well, actually, only one of our 5 children are biological.
Oh, okay.
And Charlie, my oldest child with Down syndrome, my son, my 17-year-old son.
Well, congratulations, I heard.
Yeah. My biological son, yes, we did have an amniocentesis.
Oh.
And I found out at about 21 weeks that Charlie was going to have Down syndrome.
Oh.
But I was the most excited about the fact that I was going to have a little boy. You know, I really believe that we aren't given any challenges in life that we can't handle. And it was a shock. I'm not going to say it wasn't a shock, but and it takes some time to adjust to that, and you worry about what your friends are going to think. But in the long run, over time, my husband likes to show a picture of our family, and he says, "I just want you to notice that everyone in this picture is smiling." So in the beginning, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to congratulate you. And
Thank you.
Especially your son. He's going to be king.
He is.
That's a great photo.
It
That
is.
is really great.
Yeah.
I bet you're proud of him.
I'm very proud of him. All of my children, right?
And
You-
Mr. Malos, I really enjoy your show.
Oh, well, thank you. You are very sweet. What a great phone call on this Friday. That kind of
Thank
makes
you.
my
You have
weekend.
a good weekend.
All right, you too. Thank you for calling in. Now, let me ask you, so 2 of your children are adopted,
Right.
the 2 that have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Why did you adopt 2 children with Down syndrome?
I guess we just got stuck on that flavor. You know, it's like Baskin and Robbins. I don't know.
Come on, it's got to be more than that.
It really was. You know, my husband and I have wonderful resources, and
Your husband, by the way, is a doctor at Children's Hospital.
He
Just
is.
want to point that out. He's been there several years. A great guy, great doctor. I've met him one time.
yeah, I think I'll keep him. It's been 33 years we've been married. Mhm.
Yeah. So why the adoption?
Well, when we first were married, we had a little trouble conceiving, and so we adopted 2 children, and then I got pregnant with Charlie.
Yeah.
And then after we had Charlie, I got involved with the Down syndrome world, and
Right, but most people would not adopt 2 children who have Down syndrome. I mean, let's face it, right?
It really didn't seem like anything that was a big deal to me. It's not like they all landed on the front porch on the same day, okay?
Right.
It's like lifting weights, you know, you start with 5 pounds and you work up to 8 and that sort of thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Sarah, what's your favorite thing to do? What do you like to do?
I like to do pottery.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good. That's good. Anything else?
And
You have a cell phone?
No.
Not a cell. You have a computer?
Yeah.
How about an iPad?
Yeah.
You got an iPad? Cool. You're on Facebook too, right? I heard.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Wow, I bet you have a lot of friends on Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
You do. I know you do. All right. We are talking to Denise Allhouse and Sarah Schellenberg here on Connect with Me. Your phone calls are encouraged. 559-265-4331. When we come back, we'll explain why we're talking about Down syndrome, a big event coming up in the month of October. Back in just a moment.
Sunday night,
Let's move.
a perfect night for crime. A perfect night for me.
You've got to help me.
Me TV, that is. With detectives,
My name is Gunn.
fugitives,
I didn't kill her.
guns, surly,
This is the Twilight Zone.
and much, much more.
You'll go along with that, won't you?
Sunday Night Noir, starting at 10, 9 Central on Me TV.
And welcome back to Connect with Me here on a Friday morning from Ventura TV. We're talking about Down syndrome today. We're here with Denise Allhouse and Sarah Schellenberg. And Denise, should I take this phone call?
Oh, I think you should. If
All
he's
right.
waiting.
All right. Let's take it and see what this is all about. Good morning. You're on Connect with Me.
John, 2 questions for her.
Yes,
And,
yes, sir.
Are there different degrees of Down syndrome? That's one. And just because a couple is older that want to get married, or like to get married, should be married, have a child, does that mean their chances are going to be high for getting a Down syndrome child?
2 great
2
questions.
very good questions, absolutely. I'll address the first question. It's not like you can have just a little bit of Down syndrome. You either have it or you don't, because it's a genetic
So
condition.
there aren't different levels.
Well,
of-
there are different levels of, let's just say, people have different strengths and weaknesses, just like a typical person would. And so some people with Down syndrome will have tremendous medical and health issues that they face, and so that will delay their, their cognitive abilities and keep them out of school and those sorts of things. But for the most part, you see people with Down syndrome who are, functioning pretty well in society if they're given the opportunity. Sometimes parents like to be a little protective, and I can understand that.
Yeah.
But you're really not doing them any favors, because I tell new parents it's their job to get that child ready for the day they want to move out, because they will want to move out. You want to move out someday on your own apartment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, not just
And
so.
you'll have fun.
So if you say, can you have a little bit or a lot? Well, yes. I think you're probably referring to, are some people higher functioning than others? Yes, and there's many reasons for that.
Yeah. Now, what about an older couple trying to conceive a child, is the risk factor higher?
Well, here I have a surprising statistic for you. Yes, it is. It is higher. If you're over 35, your risk of having a child with Down syndrome is 1 in 100.
Okay.
However, listen carefully. 85% of babies who are born to women under the age of 30.
So say that again. 85% of the babies that have Down syndrome
Right.
are born to women who are under
The age of 30.
Okay.
That's right. And the reason for that is that because women under the age of 30 are having more babies. They just, that's just the way it is.
Right. Sarah, do you like sports? Are you involved in sports?
Yeah, yeah.
What sports do you like to play?
Basketball, soccer, and swimming, gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Do you go to Break the
yeah.
Barriers by any chance? You like Break the Barriers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been over there. Yes, I have a daughter who went over there. Yeah, she went to Break the Barriers. That's a very nice place. So what do you like to do, like on the weekends? Would you spend time with your family on weekends?
On weekends, I got to hang out with my friends.
Yeah. I heard you have a very special date on Friday nights. What do you do on Friday nights?
I got to hang out with Brandon, and we sit and talk, and we have fun. We could eat ice cream and dinner.
Oh, do you go to Starbucks on Friday nights?
Yeah.
You do. Who do you go with usually?
Brandon and my mom.
Oh, your mom goes too, huh? Okay, that's great. I'll bet you got a lot of chores to do at your house. I make my kids do chores. They have to clean their room, they've got to clean the kitchen, excuse me, they've got to clear off the table and put the dishes in the dishwasher. You got chores at the house?
Yeah, I do.
You do? What do you do?
I clean in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I clean in my room.
You clean your room?
And I clean the corners.
Mm-hmm.
And clean the door.
Now, see, I do the inspection after. My kids, they clean the room, and then oh, no, you're not done. I got to do inspection. Does your mom do an inspection?
Yeah, I do.
I do. I do inspections too. My children all do those chores, just like Sarah.
Oh boy! I heard that you like to travel as well. You like to travel?
Yeah.
You do. Where have you gone? Where have you traveled to?
To London and Venice.
Oh, that's over in Europe.
Yeah.
Wow! You got to go to Europe?
Yeah.
That's amazing. This year, or when did you go?
I go in weekends.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't it at Christmas that you went? Christmas vacation or something like that?
Yeah, but it's Christmas.
That's a lot of fun. What did you think? Did you like Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite country over there?
Latin.
Oh, okay. That's great. Well, Denise, we got to take a break. I want to point out to our viewers that the reason we're doing this show today is because there's a big Down syndrome run coming up later this month. We're going to talk about that. We'll also get into what is Down syndrome. We'll ask Denise about that and more of your phone calls if you want. 559-265-4331. Back in a moment with more of Denise and Sarah in just a moment.
Is taking care of laundry taking too much of your time? Have you become a missing mom? With a new, fast, efficient washer and dryer from Ventura TV Video Appliance, you'll spend more of your day the way you want.
This Amana Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is now just $6.99, and this heavy-duty Maytag Super Capacity Washer Dryer Pair is only $8.99.
Don't spend your life on laundry. Upgrade today at Ventura TV Video Appliance and save.
Welcome back here on Connect with Me. We're talking about Down syndrome, and the reason that we're here today talking about this, Denise, is because there's a big event coming up.
There is.
On what date?
October 13th. Saturday, October 13th.
Where, what time, and what's the event?
The name of the event is Step Up for Down Syndrome.
Okay.
And Step Up for Down Syndrome is it's an awareness event, but it's also a very important fundraising event for our organization. We are a nonprofit organization.
Takes place where?
It takes place at Hoover High School.
Okay. What time does it start?
Registration opens at 8:30. The walk starts at 10.
Okay.
At the same time, for the first time this year, we're going to have a ride for Down syndrome, a motorcycle ride. So people on motorcycles are also going to be. You know, I'm not really sure of the route. It's going to be a very short ride because I know they're expected to be back by noon to have lunch with everybody who's at the walk.
Right, and the lunch will take place where? In the Hoover High Gym there? Or?
No, right there on the quad. We set things up.
Okay, okay, that'll be good. Are you going to be a part of that, Sarah? You're going?
I'm going.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great, and that's a yearly event, is that right?
It is. It is.
Okay, and is that a big fundraiser?
It's huge for us. We don't rely on any federal or state money.
What do you rely on mainly?
Private donations, and we have a couple of foundations. The people are very generous and supportive of our efforts, and so that's where our money comes from.
Okay, what is Down syndrome? Explain in detail as much as you can in layman's terms so everyone understands what it is and how it affects the body and everything else that goes with it.
All right. Down syndrome is a genetic condition, and so it's predetermined.
You're born with it.
You are born with it. Very early on, when the egg and the sperm are united and you form a baby, the cells start to divide and develop, and it's that time that the cells, you'll get a third little piece on the 21st chromosome, and that is what's identified as Down syndrome.
Right.
So chromosomes are kind of like puzzle pieces. You know, we all have 47 pieces from mom, 47 from dad, and it's on that 21st one where you see a little extra piece.
Right, and the extra piece, you're supposed to have an X and a Y, is that
right,
correct?
Exactly.
One from mom, one from dad, and that third piece, if a person has a third piece when they're born, whatever it might be, that's Down syndrome?
Right. Typically it's on the 21st chromosome. It can be on another chromosome, but that's a very small percentage of
And what does it cause? What are the conditions? What kind of physical problems are there?
The most common health issues, about 60% of people with Down syndrome are born with some sort of a heart defect.
Okay.
Many of them close on their own or with medical intervention. They don't all require heart surgery. Children with Down syndrome have speech and language delays, and so we encourage families to learn some sign language. Never turn your voice off, but it gives them a way to communicate, because behaviors will get very bad if you can't get your needs met. And by teaching them sign language, they can learn to ask for a drink.
How important is supervision by the parents of these children who have it?
What do you mean by supervision?
Well, is there closer supervision than there is with any other child, or no?
Well, at different times in their life. When they first learn to walk,
do they cling to their parents a little more? Are they a little more needy, do you think?
My children, no.
No.
I mean, one of them was a clinger, but the other four were not. And so I think that's just the unique child sort of personality that you would have. But they're all individual. I just can't even begin to tell you the spectrum that you'll see with your children, with any of your children.
With anybody, yeah.
They're really more alike than different. I hate to tell you that.
We almost have to go to break, but I want to bring up this point. We can pick up on it afterwards, too. How important is it, when you use the term inclusion, that could mean a lot of things, but how important is inclusion for all of those individuals who have Down syndrome? How important is it to them and to the parents?
I think inclusion is important for one very good reason, and it gives others who don't have Down syndrome the ability to understand, because what we don't understand we're afraid of, we're timid about, and it's very important for other people to understand that people with Down syndrome are more alike than different. And I believe that awareness, and also of course jobs and opportunities in the community, what you don't know, you don't go up.
Right.
after.
Inclusion is important. Independence is important
Very.
as well. We'll talk about that after the break. But the big event is at Hoover High School, October the 13th. That's coming up very soon. That's a Saturday. Registration starts early in the morning at Hoover High. It's a walk. It's a motorcycle ride. We're going to be back with more of our conversation with both Sarah and Denise talking about Down syndrome in just a moment.
From now on, when I sneeze, I'll try to sneeze more friendly.
All right, welcome back. Sarah is here. You're a very beautiful young lady, by the way, I might add. And so are you, Denise.
Thank you. Thank you.
But let me ask you, this Sweetheart Luncheon that already took place, it's a
Right.
once-a-year event, is that right?
Right, we have it the Saturday that's closest to Valentine's Day.
All right.
Right before Valentine's
All
Day.
right. Well, it's not Valentine's Day, but we're going to run the video. Let's turn around and take a look and a listen to this video from the Sweetheart Luncheon.
Attendees include people from all walks of life.
Oh my gosh! Do you see her shoes? You need to see her shoes.
And there's always a list of people with Down syndrome who want to model in the show. They are selected for a number of reasons. Typically, there has been 45 to 50 participants in the fashion show. And in 2012, a celebrity guest was added to the mix, and the services of Lauren Potter, an actress from Glee, were contracted. Everyone was excited to meet her, and many people waited in line to take pictures with her and shake her hand. She created quite a stir. After the luncheon, DSACC and other community organizations held a Lauren Potter meet and greet for the public. Lauren was welcomed to Break the Barriers by Fresno State's own cheer squad. Their team, along with Time Out, the Fresno State mascot, provided a lively presentation for Lauren. Break the Barriers performing teams wowed Lauren and the public with their routines and got their message across loud and clear that the magic is in the mixture.
And I might add that Lauren Potter went on to receive an award, of course, from the mayor of the city of Fresno, and also she was given some kind of an award there at Break the Barriers. And did you get a chance to meet Lauren?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think of her?
Her very pretty.
Yeah, she is very pretty. You're very pretty too, and she was. It was quite exciting to see her at Break the Barriers. That was nice.
She's a delightful young lady.
Yeah. Now that event, that video that we saw there, that took place this year.
Yes, it was in February.
Right, right. Just an event that takes place each and every year close to Valentine's Day.
Right. Because we want to honor our sweethearts, and what better time than Valentine's Day?
Where was it held?
It was held at International Catering.
Okay.
This year it's going to be held at the Golden Palace.
Yeah.
Or no. Is that it? It escaped me.
That's okay.
I'm not the chairman this year, so.
The run that takes place on the 13th of October, we only got a minute. You can register online. Is that correct?
You can. www.dsacc.org.
Okay, and the reason that's important is because that's a huge fundraiser for Down syndrome here in the Central Valley. Most of the dollars stay here, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
They all do.
Absolutely,
Okay.
all of them.
All right. We talked about, before the break, we talked about inclusion, independence. How important is independence for these individuals who have Down syndrome?
It's just as important for people with Down syndrome as for anybody else. They really need to be given the opportunities to shine and show what they can do.
Sarah, any plans here for the weekend? What are you going to do?
I got to parties with my friends.
Okay. All right. Well, you're Denise. You're Sarah. Sarah, thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good luck, okay?
Okay.
Good luck in school. Denise,
Thank
always
you, John.
good to see you.
It was nice to see you,
And come
too.
back again. I want you back on the show again. You guys are great. Wonderful.
Maybe when we have Sweetheart Luncheon.
Okay. All right. Denise Allhouse and Sarah Schellenberg talking about Down syndrome today on our program. Hey, on Monday, we have a special guest. He is Rick Bubenik. We're talking on the air, off the presses. Have a great and wonderful weekend. Root for both the Giants and the A's. See you on Monday.